Wow, this is a nice room.
Thank you. Welcome.
You have a beautiful view.
I love nature. Whenever I have free time, I sit and enjoy the view.
Every time you study. Please share the journey up to now doing your LLB.
I studied at St. Thomas School of the Deaf in the Eastern Cape up until grade 10. Then I moved to Philadelphia School in Pretoria. I studied there until grade 12. I stayed home for a year as I faced barriers entering universities. I had applied at WITS, UJ, UFS, University of Limpopo, Venda and others, and it was very challenging. I was forced to stay home for 1 year. In 2013, I started studying at Northwest University. I studied BA Law, and when I was done, I went to UCT to study an LLB.
Does UCT have access and awareness for deaf students?
Yes. There are 4 deaf students here, but we all studying different degrees. One studies law, another social accounting analyst, and the other studies languages. We all ask for different support. Some use sign language, others may use computers. You can pick what you want, and the university will support you.
What more would you like to be done?
There should be more deaf awareness for the hearing students here at UCT. As deaf students, we are aware of our needs like sign language and deaf culture. Hearing students should now really come on board. Some schools of the deaf don't have information as to whether they would receive support at the university. More awareness is needed by all.
There's limited accommodation for students on campus. How did you manage to secure a place?
I didn't apply for accommodation. I contacted the disability unit and told them I wanted a place here. They made it possible and informed me that I had a room. I accepted, but I don't know how they made it possible. I only made contact with them and they made it possible.
Do you think deaf students should be allowed to do their exam in sign language?
I feel they should write their exams. It depends on what the person is studying. For example, if a person is studying education, they can sign. But other courses like law and psychology need to be written because they have their own concepts and terms that can't be signed yet. If one signs the concepts, the meaning would be lost. If the concept is written, the true meaning is indicated. One cannot mix sign language with English.
Do you feel part of the student body at UCT?
Yes, I feel included. When we have discussions about deaf people or things that affect me, they make sure I'm present. They never make decisions in my absence. They would rather wait for my arrival. I'll then explain what it is I need at the time. In the first semester, I did my studies through an interpreter, but in the second semester, I decided to change to computer. Whenever I inform them of my needs, they do whatever it takes to assist me. I do feel included.
In terms of did not, FTW not want to accept things that they got stuff from America. So can you understand
Why did you choose to become a human rights lawyer?
I grew up in the rural part of the Eastern Cape. I always looked around my community and saw that there were inequalities. The education, food and water were in shortage. I decided I wanted to change and support my community. I thought I should make a change through politics or education. Finally, I decided on law. I felt law could make a bigger difference in my community. If I did education, it would limit me to just one school, and other schools would carry on facing the existing challenges. This is why I chose law.
Who would be your clients?
My clients would be both deaf and hearing. But I would focus more on the deaf. Many deaf people don't have money to pay for lawyers, and this is where they need support. If hearing people need my help, I will still assist. So yes, my clientele will be both deaf and hearing.
Which human right of the deaf do you feel is infringed in South Africa?
The right to education. It's currently poor. Hearing education is higher than that of deaf education. Many hearing people have access to universities, but only few deaf people do. Most universities don't give support to the deaf, but we also have the right to education. I feel that there's little respect.
Apart from knowledge of law, what qualities should a good human rights lawyer have?
Lawyers need to follow the code of ethics. They need to have a good personality and good relationships with the community. They also need to be able to socialize.
Who's your role model in South Africa's legal fraternity?
My role model is Justice Museneke. He worked as the top judge at the Constitutional Court. He retired. He has a good personality and qualities. He worked in this field for many years and he has never made a mistake so far. He has never let his personal life affect the way he works. He was never intimidated. He always made sure to focus on his work. I want to be like him, and he's my role model.